It is Tuesday, January 22. Here's what's making the news. In our first report, Seneca Thorne tells us that over $3 million in grants were given to villages in the South Rupununi, Upper Takatu, Upper Essequibo region to embark on green sustainable community projects.
The grants were handed over by Minister of Indigenous Peoples Affairs, who led a team recently to the region. Shia's Tushao, Francis Rufino, received $1.5 million to restock the village shop and revitalize the women's group, while Kwaiko's Tushao, Ronald Ignatius, got $800,000 for constructing the building for the Kwaiko village shop. InfoHub spoke with both Tushaos, who expressed gratitude to the government for its continued support to community development.
I must thank for the startup here what they'll give me, so that it will give me a little breeze to carry me. So this is what I intend to do. Okay, the building is there, everything is there. Only we have to employ a reliable person
To run it.
I was about worried with this check. I need to get my work started out. Now I'm at the ease, so I can get my work started out for this year. I know it's a lot of work to be done. I already set my work plan. So then I have more work to be done with this project here.
Minister Alikak urged the villagers to use the projects to bring unity among the villagers rather than division.
And this is not to say which church group you belong to or which person is not belonging to here or which party you belong to. It is for everybody. As long as you could make a livelihood out of it, so be it. And we'd like you to come together in building your community, and that's our aim.
The minister also urged them to submit proposals for 2019 as early as possible, as approximately $235 million was approved in the 2019 national budget for presidential grants. $800,000 was also made available for Chirikadarnau to construct a village barn. Seneca Thorne, InfoHub.
Since its establishment in 1980, the Quality Bilingual Education Program for Wapishan children has seen both teachers and children being able to communicate better in schools. Here again is Seneca.
Project coordinator Sylvanius Perry explained that the children are learning concepts faster than they were before.
The children who learned to read in Wapichan first thought about what they were reading and knew that reading had meaning. Most of those who learned to read in English just memorized words, rote memory we call it, or repeated after the teacher. In the year 2000, WWA, Wapichan Literacy Association, put forth a proposal to UNICEF Amazon program to restart Wapichan Reading Instruction Program.
After the restart of the program in September 2018, the coordinator said this was a step forward as it allows the indigenous children to be educated in both English and their native language, thereby preserving the indigenous culture. After the official launch in July 2018, several nursery rhymes and children's stories have been translated in both English and Wapichan and have been reviewed by the National Center for Education Resource Development. Aishalton is among several villages spanning Guyana's hinterland regions where English is not the first language. Seneca Thorne, InfoHub.
Consumers are being reminded to demand a receipt every time they make a purchase. Details from Isaiah Braffett.
So disclosure was made today during a lecture on the Competition and Fair Trade and Consumers Affairs Acts and their implications for businesses and consumers. Consumers Affairs Officer of the Competition and Consumer Affairs Commission, Fiona Austin Paul, said this is catered for by law and serves as your only proof of purchase.
Consumers should be issued with a receipt upon every transaction, And there are other stipulations whereby a receipt must be legible for 1 year. However, the Act also states that you have 6 months warranty on products and services. So a receipt is your proof of purchase. So we're trying to urge consumers to demand the receipt. It's your right, because if you don't have a receipt, you cannot make a claim, because the supplier can always say, that item wasn't purchased here.
So question was raised as to whether suppliers can refuse to make refunds, and the answer was no. However, this cannot be done without the consumer having proof of purchase. Nevertheless, Austin Paul pointed out, too, that the Commission has been addressing the issue.
We have to be more assertive as consumers, because if we demand our rights, the supplier will be forced to comply. We have been addressing those cases, and we have been doing inspections also, addressing the issues of receipts too.
Austin Paul underscored the importance of demanding a receipt, since without it, the Commission will be unable to address consumer complaints. Isaiah Braffett for InfoHub.
With 50% of the work completed, the East Coast Demerara Road Widening project is well on its way to being complete. Alexis Rodney reports.
So far, the contractor has completed the construction of 14.2 kilometers of the reinforced concrete side drain and 473 meters of reinforced revetment. 5 of the 7 bridges, along with 10 culverts, have also been completed. Ministry of Public Infrastructure's Technical Services Manager Work Services Group Nigel Erskine said the contractor, China Railway First Group Limited, is currently concentrating on the 4-lane section. He said all utilities within that section have been relocated.
The contractor presently is focusing primarily on the paving activities. And we're hoping that by the end of January, we should have a significant portion of the paving completed within the 4-lane section, which is from Better Hope to Annandale.
According to Erskine, while there have been reports of traffic congestion on the East Coast, the ministry has a traffic management plan, which it monitors and adjusts based on the feedback received from the traveling public.
We have a hotline, so persons who have concerns, they can call us. We have a consultant that is responsible for the supervision of the project. So persons who have complaints, they can call the consultant to lodge the complaints. And the number for the hotline is 615-9072. So that's one. Secondly, we have been having regular meetings with the police for them to work along with us to assist in the management of the traffic on the East Coast. So they have been cooperating with us.
Erskine said several construction zones, diversion and speed limit signs have been set up to guide road users accordingly. The East Coast Road Widening and Improvement Project was awarded to China Railway First Group Limited in 2014. However, the physical work commenced in August 2017. The 2-year project is slated to be completed by the end of September of this year. Reporting for InfoHub, Alexis Rodney.
And still to come, Social Protection Ministry donates special needs minibuses and Bena Hill students benefit from EPA Workshop. Stay with us.
Dogs again, and no mailbox.
Don't let this happen to you.
I'm so happy that I get this mailbox. Now I get all my mails. You know how much times GPL come and disconnect me life because I couldn't get my bill? I will notice. Anyways, girl, the post office encouraging all residents to install a mailbox so they can improve their service to us.
Get your mailbox today and help the Guyana Post Office to serve you better.
Welcome back. To better assist wheelchair patients and incapacitated elders, the Ministry of Social Protection on Tuesday donated 2 special needs minibuses to the Mahaika Children's Home and the Palms Geriatric Home. Ayana George has that report.
The Palms Geriatric Home and the Mahaika Children's Home today received 1 special needs minibus each, totaling $11.4 million from the Ministry of Social Protection. The buses equipped with multiple lifts and seat belts will provide extra security when transporting these special patients. The Minister of Social Protection, Amna Ali, said her ministry is committed to providing proper services to its citizens and noted it is just the beginning.
We are very happy that we can now provide this service. As you know, we have always been providing services for elderly, and this is one step further. So I want to thank my officers for the efforts they have put in to ensuring that this little program is off the ground.
Minister Ali said, along with the Palms and the Mahaika Children's Home, the buses will also provide services if the need arises to other organizations. The Social Protection Minister further noted that the Palms Geriatric Home has gone through major infrastructural development. Minister Ali.
Recently, we installed lifts at the Palms. We have done a lot of refurbishing at the Palms, and we continue to do work here so as to make life much easier at this institution.
Reporting for InfoHub, Ayana George.
Several students from the Bena Hill Institute, along with forest operators in Region 9, all benefited from an Environmental Protection Agency workshop. More in this report.
The workshop was aimed at sensitizing those utilizing the forest on the need to obtain an environmental authorization from the EPA, which is mandatory by law. Helen Lorenz, a tourism student, and Gaiman Edward, a forestry student, commended the efforts by the EPA.
Everybody should be aware of it, and like NGOs and who want to go into the forestry sector. I know a lot of people are interested in it, but they don't know the steps to take it. So I strongly agree with what they're doing here at BD now. Yeah.
Pertaining to the environment, I think it's good because like in the tourism sector in which I am interested, I like the fact that they do it correctly, where they would like reduce like pollution and those things, and it wouldn't affect the wildlife.
Senior Environmental Officer Karen Small said, while the workshop was aimed at forest operators, she was delighted that the students were integrally involved.
It was a pleasure for us because remember, they are the future generation and they're also forestry students. So it was even a better opportunity for us as we were looking at forest operators to give them an opportunity to build their capacity so they can carry on in our absence what we would have taught them today.
Throughout 2019, the EPA will be conducting similar workshops countrywide to encourage more forest operators to be authorized. Forest operators are being urged to get authorized as soon as possible. Reporting for InfoHub, Ayana George.
Football fans, it is time again. The second edition of the Magnum Mash Cup Inter-Ward Futsal Championship was officially launched today and will kick off on February 2. Find out more in our final report.
Featuring the best 32 teams vying for the top prizes, the competition is slated to be action-packed with a significant boost from the National Sport Commission. Director of Sport Christopher Jones explained.
The National Sports Commission, we are heartened by the tournament and the level of competition that we would have seen in 2018 being organized by Sand Sports and Magnum Tonic Wine. And that is why it is not by accident that in 2019 the National Sports Commission, like it did last year, but in 2019 in a major way, will be making a significant contribution to the success of this tournament. It has been announced by Mr. Griffith that the prize package includes 500, 250 and 100,000 respectively. So from the National Sports Commission, we would like to increase that figure. So the first prize will now be 600,000, the second prize will be 350,000, and the third place prize will be 200,000.
Organizing committee and founder Eason Griffith said this year's competition will be bigger and better compared to last year.
This tournament will offer a sense of social cohesion among the players and fans in a whole. I want to encourage supporters, families and friends to come out and support their teams from each community. As promoters, we want to ensure you that security would be the top of our priority during this tournament. So leave your guns, knives, among other things, and bring your rags, your horns, and your flags and shout for your team.
The futsal tournament will be played over 9 days, February 5, 9, 13, 16, 19, 21, and 24. The finals will be held on March 2. So far, the confirmed competing teams are defending champions Sparta Boss, Gold is Money, Back Circle, Leopold Street, Sophia, Queen Street, Tiger Bay, All Boys Town B, All Boys Town A, Channel 9 Warriors, among others. All futsal fans are encouraged to come out and support their favorite teams. For InfoHub, Stacey Carmichael.
That's all for this evening. Connect with us on WhatsApp, like and subscribe to our Facebook page for notifications. You can also follow us on Instagram for updates and visit our website at dpi.gov.gy. Your bridge and weather reports are up next. Goodbye.